Hello world, I'm Miyah and I would like to welcome you to the latest episode of my blog series. So far, I have been able to share my own experiences on what it's like for me to live on the autism spectrum. A second thing that I will do is give my 2 cents on what's going on with autism and the media. A third area entails providing tips and advice to those of you who are on the spectrum, as well as your peers and your mentors, in addition to your educators, employers, job coaches, other advocacy groups, professionals, and anybody in the community. And finally, topics that I'm passionate about that are not autism related. Now, before I dive into today's topic, I'm going to mention 2 things. So if you click up here in the upper right-hand corner, this is a TED Talk by David Temmel. And yes, he is on the autism spectrum. And it also turns out that he is a savant who sees numbers in the form of colors and shapes. And he's also what Dr. Grandin prefers to as a pattern thinker. A second thing I would like you guys to do is check out my written blogs on WordPress.com. You can find those under helloworld240.wordpress.com. That's helloworld240.wordpress.com. And I'm in the process of doing some scholarly research on autism and aggression, so please be sure to stay tuned for that written blog as well. Now, what I would like to do is dive into the main topic. So first and foremost, what I will do is I'll start off with a little story, and then I will provide some tips and advice as well. But first, I'm going to talk about some of the characteristics of autism. So one of the things that people with autism have a hard time understanding are the unwritten social rules of society, and that can be things like sarcasm or the way somebody says something. And it also can be a sign from social cues like a door being closed, to body language, to the way that somebody acts or speaks. And what I wanted to do is share a story. So in December of 2004, I was speaking to my aunt, and she told me that I didn't really have to get her anything for Christmas. So I ended up taking it literally, and I ended up buying presents for everybody else in the family but her. And I ended up spending the money on my parents' cat because, number one, I'm a cat person, and number 2, it was because I assumed that my aunt didn't want me to get her anything. And when it really boiled down to it, she was very upset that I spent the money on the cat rather than spend it on her. But see, I couldn't understand that, and I took it literally when she said, "You don't have to get me anything." And that's really a form of sarcasm and a form of reverse psychology, which means, gee, thank you. You didn't have to think of me. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. And that's something that I had to learn over time, and I learned that through other fellow Aspergers. And I wanted to mention that if somebody ever says something like, "Well, you don't have to get me anything," I would go the extra mile and get a present for them anyhow, because again, that means that they're saying thank you to you in the neurotypical social cue type of a language. So if you have any questions or comments, do not forget to state below. If you like what you just saw, please be sure to subscribe and share this with your social groups and your autism support groups. Please be sure to share with your post-secondary education programs and with your employers. And if you are a parent at home that's teaching your child about manners and rules, please be sure to share this as well. And also on social media. And also be sure to share this on YouTube. Until next time, I'm Miyah, and I'm signing off now.